Hello, my name is Zach Welch, personal trainer here at Surge Health and Fitness. For this week's Facebook fitness tip, I'm going to be talking to you about sport-specific training and give you a few examples of how different sports need different training. So, what is sport-specific training? It is a type of training that is using the basic principle of specificity. It applies that training should be applicable to the sport for which the individual is training for in order to produce a training effect. This simply means that if you're training for a 100-meter sprint, train like you would in a race and sprint. You're not going to train by going for a half marathon run. This might sound simple and obvious, but if you really think to yourself, have I been training specific enough? I think most sports-orientated people out there will have to rethink their training approach. The benefits of this are huge. Bottom line is, you get stronger, faster, and more efficient for your chosen sport. And who doesn't want that? In order to develop a good sport-specific training program, you need to consider the 10 main fitness components: strength, power, speed, agility, balance, flexibility, aerobic endurance, anaerobic endurance, muscular endurance, and coordination. The importance of each of these components differ from sport to sport, and you or a qualified personal trainer need to decide which ones are the most important for you to work on in order for you to perform highly at your sport of choice. Now, be careful about how you train each one of these. One must know the component inside and out before you start training it, and each of them require a whole different training approach. For example, strength is the extent to which muscles can exert force by contracting against the resistance. This is an easy one. Simply, to increase strength, you need to be exerting force upon an object as your muscles contract. This will happen by simply performing the exercises in the gym that you see majority of the people doing already. However, most sports combine several, if not all of these components into the sport, and athletes need to be aware of that and train all of these components. For example, an AFL player needs to be aerobically fit so he can last all 4 quarters without falling onto the ground because of exhaustion. But he also needs to be agile in order to dodge incoming people trying to tackle him, and to pick up the ball quickly. Common mistakes we see as personal trainers are people such as footy players running on the treadmill for an hour each day and only training his aerobic system. He needs to change it up and do long distance running, short distance sprints. He needs to sprint and change direction quickly and sprint again. He needs to do a variety of different training methods in order to perform efficiently and at the best level he can for his sport. Luckily, here at Surge, with our Life Fitness treadmills, we have different programs that can do this for you. An example of how an AFL player can improve his agility is to set up an agility circuit, which includes sprinting for a very short distance and quickly turning around and sprinting back and repeating. This is a very simple way of improving agility in an athlete. On the other hand, someone training for powerlifting will need to have the ability to exert strength rapidly. Power combines strength and speed, so explosive exercises are required. They would train their body with heavy weight in a low rep range, exploding up in the positive phase of the movement. They could also use other types of training such as plyometric training and ballistic training. So, before you start training for your sport, please consider the things I've said to you today and incorporate this into your training. I promise you, you'll be performing at the highest level you ever have, and it's all thanks to the hard work you put into the gym. So for your athletes out there, come see myself or any of the other personal trainers here at Surge Health and Fitness so we can make a sport-specific program suited just for you. This has been this week's Facebook fitness tip. If you have any questions regarding sport-specific training, or if you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to ask myself or any of the other personal trainers here at Surge Health and Fitness. Thank you and have a good day.